Daily Telly, Vic Wall, to fall, Gladys to open border in 3 weeks. A sharp revival of the economy and family reunions will begin in 3 weeks, with Gladys Berejiklian planning to reopen the New South Wales-Victorian border on November 21. Premier Berejiklian's intention to ease border restrictions in 3 weeks is in contrast to Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk's policy of reviewing her state's border at the end of every month, with demands of zero community transmissions of COVID-19 before reopening. Look, we can debate this till the cows come home, Lisa, but the people of Queensland have voted with their feet, and that is that they wanted those borders closed. I think, personally, this is a personal belief, I think Gladys Berejiklian has nailed it better than any other leader in the country by being able to weigh up the economic imperatives with the health imperatives. And look, time will ultimately judge that, but the fact that she's opening up Victoria to New South Wales in about 3 weeks, I mean, I don't think Victorians will be allowed into Queensland for another 3 years the way things are going.
Yeah, you're right. Look, Queenslanders absolutely had their say on this issue on Saturday night, but I don't think we've seen the end of the war of words between Gladys Berejiklian and Anastasia Palaszczuk when it comes to that Queensland border. Of course, we saw today the border to Greater New South Wales open, but there are still nearly 5 million Sydneysiders who cannot come into Queensland without having to quarantine. So that is still a massive bone of contention. And it was just last week that Gladys Berejiklian said, quote, it was beyond the realm of logic that that border wasn't open. So she really has led the way, I think, when it's come to borders, and the fact that she has looked at the situation. They all say that it's based on health advice. So her health advice is obviously that it is safe enough to open those borders in 3 weeks' time to Victoria. So the Prime Minister a couple of weeks ago said he wants to see all borders open by Christmas. So this is absolutely a step in the right direction. And look, WA have said they will open borders as well in a few weeks' time. So I think you will see increased pressure on Queensland to open up that border to Greater Sydney, the greater area of 3.8 million people in the Greater Sydney area. But Anastasia Palaszczuk is standing firm that she won't make that decision until, or at least look at it again, until the end of November. So the argument over borders has got some way to go, Gleeson.